San Jose, the heart of Silicon Valley, is often hailed as a tech haven, a city bursting with innovation and cultural diversity. Here, the future of technology is palpable at every turn, from futuristic exhibits at Tech Interactive to the iconic campuses of giants like Apple and Google, which continue to draw tech enthusiasts from all over the world. With its modern vibe and cutting-edge atmosphere, San Jose offers an experience that blends advanced technology with international cuisine, a place where the world's digital future meets a rich tapestry of cultures. But behind the glossy image of a tech paradise lies a much darker reality. Beneath the city's shiny exterior, a hidden crisis unfolds, one that often gets overshadowed by its fame as a tech hub. So, what really lies behind the seemingly perfect facade of San Jose? This is the dark side of San Jose.
The city of San Jose has shut down one of the largest temporary homeless shelters in the South Bay.
I'm glad, frankly, that the Regional Water Control Board is going to force us to be more pragmatic in creating alternatives for the folks who are living out.
Nonprofits, private investors, they're all scrambling to find millions of dollars in relief money, and their goal is to find more permanent housing for more people.
Silicon Valley is the shining star that the world knows, the place where tech giants emerge and thrive. But there's also a much darker side, exemplified by places like Haven for Hope. Located in San Antonio, this sprawling 22-acre shelter is nationally recognized for offering solutions to homelessness, providing support for approximately 1,700 people. A similar shelter in San Jose, dubbed Hope Village, was set up along Rough Drive near Mineta San Jose International Airport. This fenced-in area of tents and makeshift rooms was initially allowed to operate for about 6 months, but was dismantled before being re-established in 2021 amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. The existence of such homeless camps has sparked intense debate. Critics argue that local officials in San Jose seem more willing to create spaces for temporary tent encampments than to provide affordable, permanent housing for the city's residents. Beyond Hope Village, the streets of San Jose tell a similarly grim story. Homeless individuals can be found on nearly every corner, living out of vans or pitching tents along the city's roads. In some areas, these tents are lined up like makeshift homes, creating a striking and troubling landscape of poverty. The situation is so pervasive that some people have even set up camp along the Guadalupe River Trail, a popular spot in the city. These encampments have drawn significant criticism from organizations like the Regional Water Quality Control Board, which has raised concerns about pollution flowing into the city's rivers and eventually into the San Francisco Bay. The homeless camps have led to serious environmental issues, including significant water contamination, putting San Jose at risk of hefty fines for violating water quality standards. In February 2024, the San Jose City Council unanimously approved a controversial plan to clear out approximately 20 homeless individuals living along a pathway near the SAP Center, creating a no-return zone to prevent future encampments. Mayor Matt Mahan, who championed the initiative, framed it as an effort to make residents feel safe using the riverfront trails. While these actions are intended to address the issue, they mask a deeper, more persistent problem: the growing number of homeless people across the city. From the riverfront, one can easily spot tents and vans used by homeless individuals, including some situated in South Bay at Columbus Park. However, in a surprising twist, this park was eventually closed off to homeless encampments to make way for a new dog park. Yes, in a city grappling with a homelessness crisis, tents were cleared away to build a recreational space for dogs. The irony of this situation is stark. While the city prioritizes a park for pets, it has largely ignored the needs of its homeless population, pushing them further out of sight. Even more shocking is the sheer scale of homelessness in San Jose. The city ranks 4th in the United States for homelessness per capita. San Jose is home to 6,340 homeless individuals, with 9,903 people counted as homeless during the 2023 point-in-time count. This data reveals that roughly 70% of San Jose's homeless population consists of men, many of them young adults. The problem is not unique to San Jose. According to the Stanford Institute for Economic Policy Research, SAPER, California has been grappling with one of the largest homeless populations in the U.S. for decades. However, in recent years, the situation has worsened. Between 2014 and 2020, the state saw a staggering 42% increase in homelessness, while other regions in the U.S. saw a 9% decrease. Every night, more than 160,000 people are homeless in California, with high housing costs and a severe lack of affordable housing being major contributing factors. This creates an unstable environment, particularly for low-income families and individuals at greater risk of becoming homeless. According to the Stanford Institute for Economic Policy Research, SAPER, California boasts one of the most expensive and rapidly growing housing markets in the United States. Between 2000 and 2021, home values more than tripled in most metropolitan areas across the Golden State. By March 31st, 2021, the average home price in California had reached a staggering $775,000, double the price in states like New York and Florida, and triple that of Texas. Meanwhile, average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in the Bay Area surpassed $3,000, more than double the national average rent of $1,200. In over 2/3 of California's zip codes, families are considered rent-burdened, meaning they spend more than 30% of their income on housing. This soaring cost of living has significantly contributed to California's homelessness crisis, with approximately 70% of homeless individuals in the state lacking stable housing, a figure far higher than in any other state. One of the primary reasons for such high rates of homelessness is the severe shortage of emergency shelters and temporary housing. Between 2007 and 2020, while the overall homeless population in California grew significantly, the capacity for emergency shelter remained stagnant for nearly a decade. Only after 2017 did the state begin to increase shelter capacity. But even then, the availability of beds in temporary housing facilities continued to decline. The situation is further compounded by social and health factors, particularly the high prevalence of substance abuse and mental health disorders among the homeless population. A 2019 report by the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority revealed that around 25% of homeless individuals in the area suffered from serious mental illnesses, while 14% struggled with substance use disorders. However, more extensive data from the Los Angeles Times painted an even grimmer picture. Over 50% of homeless individuals in the region were found to have mental health issues, and about 46% were battling drug addiction. The discrepancy between these reports mainly stems from different definitions and methodologies used in diagnosing mental health and substance abuse issues. But the broader point remains clear. The homeless population in California is grappling with not only a lack of housing, but also significant health challenges. Numerous studies have highlighted the high prevalence of mental health disorders and substance abuse among the chronically homeless population. More than 75% of chronically homeless individuals suffer from one or both of these issues: severe mental disorders or substance abuse problems. Hard drugs like methamphetamine, which are widely used by many homeless individuals, are known to cause psychosis. These psychotic symptoms are sometimes mistakenly interpreted as signs of serious mental illnesses, such as schizophrenia, which only adds to the complexity of addressing the crisis. Overall, homelessness in California represents a multidimensional challenge, not only driven by the lack of affordable housing, but also deeply rooted in mental health and drug dependency issues. The problem is not simply a matter of finding shelter, but also addressing the underlying health conditions that prevent many individuals from achieving stability. One such individual, Butch Larson, a 50-year-old homeless man, has been living in a tent with his dog Bandit on the banks of the Guadalupe River near Cherry Avenue since 2021. In an interview with San Jose Spotlight, Butch expressed his despair about the future. He fears being evicted from his tent and is uncertain about where to go or what to do next. His situation reflects the ongoing struggles of many homeless individuals who are caught in a cycle of uncertainty and despair, unable to break free. The city of San Jose has taken action to address the homeless crisis, but not without controversy. Mayor Matt Mahan has stated that all homeless people living near the river must leave, citing the threat of significant fines from the San Francisco Bay Regional Water Quality Control Board. The city faces a potential penalty of $60,000 per day for each pollutant found in the waterways. However, homeless individuals argue that these fines are exaggerated and that the government is not providing adequate solutions for their displacement. While the city has implemented measures like shelters and designated areas for homeless people to set up tents and park their vehicles, these efforts are far from sufficient. One poignant story shared by the Mercury News illustrates some of the limited success of these programs. Damian Wright, a homeless father, and his son, Dimmy, had been living in a tent along the city's sidewalks until one day, Damian received a call from a local nonprofit offering them a place in a government-funded hotel shelter for homeless families. Dimmy shared with the news outlet that the best part of staying in the hotel was being able to take a shower whenever he wanted. The family also appreciated the small kitchen in their room, equipped with ready-to-eat meals provided by a donation program from local neighbors. More importantly, Dimmy no longer felt exhausted after spending cold nights in a tent, and he could now go to school with renewed energy. Support similar to this could indeed be seen as a potential solution. The provision of land for tent developments, like the ones seen in Haven for Hope, offers a practical answer to the ongoing crisis. According to the Mercury News, local officials and nonprofit organizations have spent millions of dollars in recent years to add hundreds of shelter beds, tiny homes, and supportive housing units. These efforts have helped provide permanent housing for over 1,700 homeless families since 2021. The same source goes on to explain that the nonprofits involved in addressing homelessness in the San Jose area note that the city's shelter programs offer a wide range of vital services. These include case management, children's programs, and therapy services to assist families facing homelessness. The cost of staying in a hotel rented as a shelter typically ranges from $79 to $109 per night, not including meals or additional services. Meanwhile, the cost of shelters for families run by local governments is estimated at around $168 per night, which covers all services provided. According to officials in San Jose, about 70 homeless families are currently staying in hotel rooms with no set time limit on how long they can stay. Last year, the city managed to house a total of 194 families in hotels at a cost of about $2,405 per month for each family. However, city officials have not provided full details on the total expenditures for this program throughout the year. In the region, there are also around 150 hotel rooms specifically rented for homeless families, in addition to funding allocated for hundreds of beds in other family shelters. At one of the city-run hotel shelter locations, the average stay for a family is around 130 days. However, some families occasionally stay much longer, sometimes as long as 9 or 10 months. Unfortunately, local officials have been unable to provide specific figures on what percentage of families transition into permanent housing after their stay at these shelters. With the rising costs and ongoing challenges in ensuring that homeless families can move into more stable housing, these shelter programs remain one of the temporary solutions relied upon to ease the homelessness crisis in San Jose. However, much more effort is needed to facilitate smoother transitions into permanent housing and reduce dependency on these temporary services. The government must take on a greater role in this issue, particularly as the growing homelessness crisis negatively impacts businesses, tourism, and the image of San Jose as the heart of American technology. Without more comprehensive and sustainable efforts, the city risks deepening the divide between its innovative reputation and the social struggles faced by many of its residents.